When I was the manager of a makeup store, I had a customer come and try and return an empty product, and she called the cops on me when I refused to accept the return. So at this makeup store I used to work at, the return policy was you had 60 days to bring a product back. As long as it was at least 50% full and you had proof of purchase, we could give you your money back. If you ask me, 60 days and half of the product is plenty of time to know if you like something. This store I was working at was the farthest north store in the United States. So sometimes I had customers drive 3, 4, even 5 hours out of town just to come to this store because we were the closest store to them. If I had a customer come in and their product was like 6 months old and they wanted a refund, I would honor it because you live so far away. This isn't a circumstance. Absolutely, I'll give you your money back. You drove 5 hours to get here. Let me get you your money. Every manager was different. I mean, you could bend the rules in extreme circumstances, but like more often than not, I'm gonna follow policy. This one night, right before close, I don't know why the difficult ones choose to come in right before close every time. This woman comes in and she gets in line. I'm talking like 2 minutes before close. 2 minutes before close! Okay, pero sabes que? You made it in before we close the door. Fine, I'm gonna take care of you. Whatever. She gets in line though. There's like 5 people ahead of her. It was a busy day. You know, I still got cashiers checking people out, so I'm standing by the door because the store is officially closed now. So I'm standing by the door, I lock the door, and as people are checking out, I'm unlocking the door and I'm letting them out. Suddenly, I hear screaming. This is absolutely ridiculous! Absolutely ridiculous! I want to speak to a manager! It's days like today that I don't like being a manager. I don't like screaming. But I don't like screaming at my associates. So I run to the counter to see what's going on. It's one of my new girls, pobrecita, shaking in her boots. I just straight up ask what's wrong. And I'm looking at my associate and the customer is like, she is refusing to give me my money back. My girl's sitting there frozen in fear. I put my hand in her face and I'm like, ma'am, please stop yelling. And I look at my associate and I say, what's wrong? My associates start talking to me. Homegirl again jumps in. I told you she won't give me my money back. I put my hand in her face and I said, ma'am, I'm going to help you, but I need to hear what's going on. I need you to stop yelling. My girl tell me she wants to return this product, but it's empty. Immediately, this lady goes, it's not empty. It's not empty. I don't even acknowledge her anymore. I asked my girl, where's the product? Let me see. She gave me an empty bottle of $180 serum. Empty. The bottle's empty. The bottle's clear. I could see it's empty. And there's 3 other customers behind this girl. So it's a crowd now. The bottle's clearly empty. So I tell the customer, ma'am, this is completely empty. She starts screaming at the top of her lungs, it's not empty! It's not empty! The bottle was empty. It was a clear bottle, nothing in there. My girl is getting upset, so I told her, go to the register at the very end. This store has 4 registers. I said, we're like on register 4. I told her, go to register 1 and just take the rest of these customers to register 1 and finish these people getting them checked out. The customer looks at my girl as she's walking away and she goes, bye! I'm heated. I said, ma'am, that's not necessary. Your bottle is empty. I am not going to be giving you a refund. Well, your return policy clearly states that I have 60 days. The return policy you're trying to throw in my face, que dice you have 60 days, also says that the bottle has to be 50% full. You gave me an empty bottle. I am frustrated and I'm getting worked up. So I tell her straight up, ma'am, this bottle is empty. I am not giving you your money back. Is there anything else I can help you with? She starts telling me, you're just gonna ignore your policy. You're just gonna go against your policy that's clearly stated on the back of my receipt that you're not gonna give me my money back. So calmly, I tell her, I am following policy. I'm not gonna give you your money back. I put the bottle on the counter and I said, if there's nothing else I can help you with, you have a nice day. Here's your empty bottle. She slams her hands on the counter and she's like, give me my fucking money! At the top of her lungs, in front of the rest of my associates, in front of all of the customers that are still in the store, screams at me. I started cackling and I was like, you need to get out of my store. You need to get out of my store. You're not gonna scare me into submission. You're cussing at me. Goodbye. Get out of my store. She starts crying. What? Out of nowhere. Gentle, soft crying. You can't be serious. I need my money back. Please, I need my money back. I said, no, you need to get out of my store. Get out of my store right now. With the tears still running down her face still red with a straight tone, if you don't give me my money back, I'm going to call the police. I told her, I'm not giving you your money back, but you can go ahead and call the police from outside of the store. When she sees that that threat did not scare me, she just starts screaming over and over and over, give me my fucking money! Give me my fucking money! Now she's irritated the customers. The customers are yelling at her to get out of the store and to leave me alone. She is crying. She is like sobbing, like ugly sobbing. I walk around the counter and I'm going to the door and I was like, I'm gonna let you out. Go ahead and get out of my store. I open the door. I gesture for her to go outside. As soon as she walks out in front of the door, she's like on her knees, wailing like a toddler, just crying, not saying anything, just like on the floor crying. I walk away to finish checking out the rest of the people. When she realizes I'm not paying attention to her anymore, she gets up. She starts banging on the window, screaming, I'm gonna call the cops. I just tell all my girls in the store to ignore her. I can hear her pretending to be on the phone. Hello, police? I'd like to report a crime. I can tell you, damn skimpy, that Mama was absolutely not on the phone with cops. My girls were like, oh my God, do you really think she's gonna call the cops? And guess who never showed up? The cops never showed up.
Things my friends have said about me and I still stayed friends with them. Picture a baddie last year and it was my friend's birthday coming up and she handed me the invitation specifically to me. She only said this to me. She basically said, girl, don't overdress when you come to my birthday party. And I was like, girl, what do you mean? I'm just a fashionista baddie. Like, I just like to dress cute. And please tell me she responds with, no, I feel like every time you go out, you like dress like you're looking for attention. The fuck? What do you mean? When she said that, I'm like, so what do you want me to wear then? And she was talking about, oh, I don't know, just like don't outshine me. Girl, you the birthday girl. The fuck? You the birthday. It's your birthday. How the fuck am I gonna outshine you on your birthday? The fuck? At the time, I didn't take it as a diss because what the fuck do you mean I be dressing for attention? But please tell me why I went to the birthday party and I'm like, okay, whatever, I won't outdress her. So I just wore a tank top and jeans. And then once I got to her birthday party and handed her her gift, please tell me why she's talking about, oh, you dressed really raggedy. It's almost like you told me to dress like that. And for me, what upset me is the fact that I let her talk to me like that. And then on top of that, I let her dim my light. And this is the same girl that would tell me to cover up when I would hang out with her when her man would come home. The fuck? It's almost like it's not a baddie's fault for existing. Like, why do I have to cover up because your man has wandering eyes and that upsets you? Like, why not just be with a man who can control himself and don't be overly wandering his eye, overly fucking lustful? The fuck? But of course, me and this girl stopped being friends because I found out that she was liking hate comments about a baddie. Next thing one of my friends told me is that I looked like a man. I'm not even fucking lying. And the only reason why I found out is because she put her man on speaker and her man did not know that he was on speaker and that I could hear him. And she was over here talking about, oh yeah, I'm hanging out with Ariane. We're at my house having fun. And he's over here talking about, oh, the girl that you said looks like a man? Oh. Please tell me why, once he said that, this girl, like, she just had, like, a shocked face. Like, she did not know what the fuck to say. And in my mind, I didn't process it. Like, I think I'm a mind of a mastermind, but at that time, I wasn't a mind of a fucking mastermind because I didn't fucking process what was going on. So obviously, I just go in defense mode and I start defending myself because I never spoke to this man. I've never met this man and we never seen each other in person. And I was still friends with her after that. This is the same girl where I was trying to plan something with her and hang out with her. And I'm like, oh, do you want to do something this week? And she's like, no, I'm going to hang out with X, Y, and fucking Z. And then I'm like, oh, okay, so can we hang out this week? And she was like, no, I have plans with this person. And then I'm still trying to hang out with her and still trying to plan stuff with her. And then she turns around talking about, do you not have any other friends? Oh. Oh, okay. And then I realized the only time she would hang out with the baddie is because her other friends would be busy. This is the finished makeup look. I'm gonna start posting more on YouTube, so please go subscribe. The link is in the bio. And let me know if you guys want a part 2. As always, I love you guys so much. Bye!
Things that happen to my addiction. Chapter 8. That's not how I fucking failed. One time I didn't have any money, so I was like, what am I gonna fucking do? Oh my God, I need rugs. Where am I? Help! I went to meet up with this guy at Taco Bell in the parking lot, and I had no car. I literally walked there, and I was gonna trade him my only phone for some rolls. I swear to God. He meets me at Taco Bell, and then he gets in. I hand him my phone. His friend pulls up. He's like, hang on, I'm gonna show him the phone. Gets in his car and drives off. What? When I tell you guys I laid down in the Taco Bell parking lot like this, I actually did. I said, I'm done. Honestly, run me over. And this random Cadillac pulls up and it's this guy and he goes, are you okay? I'm laying on my back in the parking lot. I was like, what? I was like, no, and I don't know what to do. And it was another rug addict. I was like, no, I just got stolen from. Oh, and I don't have a phone. I have nowhere to go. I was like, get in the car. I was like, okay. I was bad looking, okay? I've been in worse situations. Like, I'm gonna get a hotel room for us. Okay, I just met him, you guys. I just met him. He just picked me up in the parking lot. To get a hotel, and I'm staying with this guy now. Now I'm one with this man. What I got? And then he became crazy and obsessed with me, and he was secretly recording me, and then I had to literally run away from him. Back to square one, Taco Bell. I'm kidding. I literally just went back to Darren's house, my boyfriend's house. I just wasn't allowed there, so I had to sneak in, and it was a lot. Actually, how am I still alive? How am I still alive? How am I still alive? Being in addiction is like being in a fever dream. When I tell you guys it is so normal to just end up with random people, and then you're staying with them, and then you're one with them, it's super normal. That's what I got. I was so scared. Actually, it wasn't as scary as you think, because when you're on rugs, you're just not even thinking about what's gonna happen. You're just like, oh my god, you do not care. Your alert is not on of like danger. One time, this one girl wanted me to come over, and I had to like find a ride to her house, and I also just got stripped butt naked and put onto the streets and punched in the face on a ride to where she was at, and I just walk in this house, and then boom, she's like just standing out the door waiting for him to finish because I could hear it, and I was like, I don't know. She told me to come over. You got me some type. There used to be like 2 local rug houses that were right by each other, and when one would kick me out, I would just go to the next. By the time that one kicked me out, the other one would be fine again, and I'd go back to that one. Meanwhile, my boyfriend's house was right around the corner, so I would go back to his house here and there. I need to come back. I'm not doing good out here in the streets. Help me. I was sick all the time. Like, there wasn't a time that I wasn't sick. It was so hard, you guys. Like, my addiction was not easy. Survivor. I was on Survivor. One time this guy came to pick me up to hang out with me, and I was like, okay, and I thought everything was fine, but then I took a paranoid turn, and I was like, oh my god. And then we got in the trunk of his car because there was no room, and I thought that he was like making me go in the trunk of his car because he was trying to me. And then we got to a hotel, and he was being fine. Like, he was just trying to hang and vibe. Like, there was music on in the hotel, and I kept going in the bathroom trying to call someone for SOS to come pick me up. Finally called my friend, and I was like, I need you to come get me. This guy is gonna me. Went outside, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go outside and smoke a cigarette. And then I started sprinting for my friend's car, and he came out the door, and he was like, where are you going? Like, I really thought this is it. And there was no reason for that feeling. Like, what? One of my rug dealers was actually a guy that didn't do rugs, okay? He just sold it, and he was such a bad person. Like, he took advantage of people all the time. I had this girl with him, and she was addicted to rugs heavy. The one that he had. She was just so out of it all the fucking time, and I'd be like, are you okay? And she was like, he would literally be like, get over here, come here. And she was all, I know when you're on rugs, you do bad things, but like, you aren't on rugs. You are taking advantage of people that are women. I literally saw her all the time, and every time I saw her, she was never there. And then he like wouldn't let you talk to her. He'd be like, nope, get away from her. There's a lot of guys out there that do that, and I honestly feel like that is a form of the R word. You have a girl in front of you that is addicted to rugs heavily and will do anything to get the rugs, and you know they don't want to sleep with you, but you're like, I will give you these rugs if you do. That is the R word. You can't convince me anything different. One time I was with this guy, and we didn't have anywhere to go, so we went to an RV park where you could go in the bathroom and like shower and stuff, and we would go in there and do rugs, and then we would come, and he was still in the bathroom. I went outside, and I thought I would be like so like helpful to like clean the outside of his car, the towel, at 3 a.m. Came out, and I was like, look, and it was like shining. I was all, god, oh my god. I've lived 1,000 lives, and it's not even funny. Like, I can't even think back to myself being that way. I just read some old messages between me and my friend when I was in the deepest pits of my addiction, and she was like, Lacey, one is enough can be enough. And I was like, I don't care about my life anymore. I don't think you understand. It was so sad. And when my family and friends like wouldn't hear from me for a while, they would make posts about me, and like everybody would be like, I feel like I seen her at 7-Eleven outside like 4 days ago. Like, oh, I have messages from my friends that were begging me to stop. Please, Lacey, please, I'm so scared you're gonna die. This is so hard to do on here. 16 again, 14 again, 16, 14. Flashes are B&Q, and it's the style BO5. I've told you this before, but it's so sad. I remember being in detox one time, and I was going to leave, and the nurses were crying. One of the nurses knew me when I was a dental assistant, and she was crying, and she was barricading the door. She was like, please, Lacey, please. And I was like, get the fuck out of my way. Fuck. Any of the nurses that used to work at Fresh Start Detox in Medford, any of you guys see this, I love you. Genuinely had God looking out for me, because there's no fucking way I wouldn't have died without him protecting me. There's no way. Oh my god, my dad was so scared, you guys. He was so stressed. I just can't imagine as a parent now. I can't. Dad probably did everything in his power to not even think about me. This has gotten too sad. Alexa, volume 8. Hand of God. I have to go. I love you, God.
Is it normal for people wanting to fight you for literally everything, or is this just a me problem? Okay, so literally, I promise you, at least once a month, there is at least one person trying to fight me over something. And you're probably like, girl, you're probably like really problematic. No, let me give you an example. So one day I see I have a request from this girl and I accept it, whatever, not really thinking much of it. Then a couple minutes later, I get back on Instagram and I see I have a DM from her. What is this girl saying? Because I have no clue who this girl is. I open the message and she's asking me about a boy. She's like, hey, do you know so-and-so? And I'm like, yeah, giving me attitude. She's like, oh, so y'all are best friends, huh? Like, da-da-da. And I'm like trying to be as respectful as possible because like as a girl and you're DMing me about a boy, I want to reassure you, like, oh, that's all you, don't even worry, you know? So I let her know. I was like, girl, don't even worry, like, that is all you don't have nothing to worry about. Me and him have never even had a conversation, you're good. So then she just leaves me on red or like seen or some shit, and I was just like, what the hell, like, why are you even texting me? You're not even gonna reply anymore, you know? So I asked her, I sent her another text. I'm like, did you just follow me just to ask me about him? And she puts yeah with some laughing emojis. Or like she just puts yeah or something. So I just put laughing my ass off because damn, ain't no way. I go scroll on TikTok for a couple more minutes. I go back on Instagram. Why is this girl talking about, oh, what's so funny? Do you need that? Do you want to fight? Because you texted me about a fucking boy that don't claim you. So she's like, oh, girl, where are you? You're gonna get your ass beat. You think this is funny? Send your address right now. I'm pulling up on you. Like, what the fuck? So obviously, I'm just trolling this girl. I'm like, girl, bye. Like, you're literally over here trying to fight over a fucking boy that don't claim you, first off. And second of all, like, I don't even talk to the boy for me to even want to be mad. So it's just like, where is this coming from? Like, why do you want to fight? Why do you feel the need to fight over something like that, especially over a boy? I just hope you cuties watching know that it is not okay to be wanting to fight every girl that your man follows. If you're gonna be mad at somebody, be mad at that man, sis, not the girls.
It has been a while since we've gotten ready together and just yapped and caught up, so let's do that today because I just got engaged and I want to tell you guys all about it, okay? So let's just do that today. I'm getting ready for my friend's hubby's birthday party and they're having, okay, this is random, they're having an egg party because they have chickens. They have like not homegrown, they raise chickens in their backyard and their chickens have been having eggs. And they've saved up a bunch of eggs, so we're having an egg-themed party where the beginning of the party is a potluck where we all cook an egg dish. Okay, so about the engagement, Steven proposed to me on July 4th. I thought we were going to a July 4th party that my friend was hosting, and she came over with me to get ready, and when we were picking out outfits, she was like, oh, my parents are going to be there. Me and my husband's parents are going to be there for the first part, for the cookout. So we want to take pictures with everyone. So wear something nice. Like he's going to wear a collared shirt. I'm going to wear a dress. So I picked out this Milkmaid TikTok shop dress that I got like 2 years ago. And it's cute. It's a white dress. Steven had left earlier to their house because her hubby said that he needed help moving furniture. So Steven just went ahead while we got ready. And then we met them at her house later. So when we got to my friend's, Steven was sitting there by himself. My friend had disappeared, and on the TV beside me there was a video game with like a personalized note on it that said like, Kat, I made this video game for you for a celebration for your 125k subs on YouTube. So that's what I thought it was. And the video game is basically like, anyone can go on it, by the way. It's at catstevens.com. He bought the domain. And it's a scavenger hunt with different levels that takes us through different milestones in our relationship. The first level being the 626 night market where we first kissed, because me and Steven were friends for like 6 months before we actually started like hooking up and dating. And at the 626 night market, I told my friend to dare him to kiss me because I thought it like started liking him. So that's when we had our first kiss. So it starts there and it progresses through different levels. And then the last level after I finished it, there was a message on the screen that was like, and then the last part is IRL. So follow me to the backyard. Followed him into the backyard and there was rose petals leading down my friend's property. She has like a beautiful property. It's like an acre leading down my friend's property to an altar. And that's where he told me he loved me and he wanted to spend the rest of his life with me. And he had like tears in his eyes. And you don't understand, like Steven is not like a cry type guy. Like I've never seen him really like cry from emotion except for in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 when when it shows the raccoon's flashback when his raccoon friends died. That was like, I saw him cry then, but I've never seen him cry since Guardians of the Galaxy. So like to see him really emotional in tears like made me emotional. And then he asked me to marry him. And oh my God, do you guys want to see the ring? Okay, I'm gonna show you the ring. Hold on. Also had to do my eyeliner because I can't do it on video. This is the ring. I don't wear it all the time because, you know, it's very precious, but this is the ring right here. It is a 2.5 carat natural diamond ring with hidden halo and these little crystals or diamonds on the side. It's like a pave something, eternity. I don't know exactly the exact description of it. We just went to the jeweler and she showed me a bunch of stones. I picked out the ones that I liked, and then she showed me some designs and I was like, okay, this one's good. So I'm kind of type B. I'm not like very type A about the ring, but I like it. It symbolizes our love, and we picked it up a year ago actually, and we broke up one time in between. And yeah, so it was a long journey to get here, but we got here and I'm so happy. Well, anyways, after 4.5 years, 1 breakup, an Etsy witch, a Mexican witch, and 3 spells, we have finally made it to this point, and I'm just really happy. I'm happy that you guys have been on this journey with us, and I'm excited to share with you, you know, our journey as a couple in the future. I love you guys. I'm going to finish getting ready. I'm kind of running out of time, but I just wanted to catch up with you guys and share everything that's been happening. I love you. Goodbye.
These are things that I wish I knew earlier. Number one is that older man that you're about to meet is not worth it, and he don't want you, he don't like you, and he's not gonna make you yours. He's not gonna stop his whole life for you. When I was 17, I was somewhat with a 20-year-old who I thought was gonna stop like his whole entire like existence for me, when he clearly showed signs that he wasn't even like into me like that. When you're around that age and you get with older guys, 9 times out of 10 it's not gonna work out because they're kind of just using you because you're younger and naive. So I wish I would have known that sooner. I wish I knew that it would have been smarter to get a job after high school instead of like completely pouring my whole heart and soul into my job when I was 17, 18 years old in school. Because when I tell you that I focused all of my time on my job and then the boys that I met at the job, I genuinely mean that. And it like completely fucked up my grades and fucked up how I performed at school, and I almost failed. I almost dropped out, bitch. Don't get me wrong, it's nice having your own money, but at the same time it's nice to like take advantage of the fact that like I don't need to get a job. Like if you don't need to get a job, don't get a fucking job. I wish I knew sooner that not everybody's gonna like you and not everybody needs to like you, and you'll be just fine with it. Like you'll be okay, you know? It's not the end of the world. Even if it's just one person, as long as you have that one person or small little friend group that does give a fuck about you and is there for you, that's really all that you need. Like I have a small support group that I lean to, and that's really all that I need and all that I care about. There's a million people on this app who fucking hate me, but there's also like a lot of people who really fucking like me. 2 billion of y'all that love me, and I appreciate y'all, and like y'all are part of that support group. I guess that's not a small support group, but you get what I'm saying. I have my small support group of like family and friends, and then I have y'all, and that's all that I need. Nobody gives a fuck about them haters. Fuck them haters. Because at the end of the day, the good always outshines the bad, even though there's a lot more bad than there is good. The good still outshines, and that's all that matters. Also kind of going into that one just a little bit, I wish that I knew sooner that it's okay to be yourself, because at the end of the day, people are going to dislike you regardless. It doesn't matter who you are, how you act, what you look like. People are just going to fucking hate you, and that's how it is. That's life. There's nothing you could do about that but be you. When I was younger, I used to try and like be anybody else. Kind of, not like super extreme, but you know, I would do little things or like pretend I liked certain things or pretend like I didn't like certain things to kind of fit in a little bit better, and I would never ever be that bitch again. I'd rather be hated for being me than be hated for being this fake imposter ass bitch, because at the end of the day, I don't have to worry about pleasing anybody anymore. I can just be me and say what I want and do what I want, and it's just kind of like, okay, oh well, you don't like me, oh well, I don't give a fuck. And here is the final look. Okay, bye.
I didn't have any friends in high school, so I told everybody that I was pregnant for attention. What? Today we're reading some more of your terrifying confessions. When I was in high school, I absolutely hated going there. I just didn't have any friends and I felt very lonely. Everything started because I got food poisoning one day. I felt horrible, but my mom still made me go to school. About 20 minutes into first period, I threw up all over my desk. The next day I came back to school, everybody was acting weird. Some random guy asked me if I'd told my parents yet, and I had no idea what people were talking about until somebody told me that everybody thought I was pregnant. At first, I laughed and I denied it, but then I started realizing that for the first time, people were actually paying attention to me. So technically, I could have shut down the rumor right away, but I didn't. How long can you keep that lie? Because people are gonna start noticing that you're not actually pregnant. So I confirmed the rumor and I told people at school that I was pregnant. After a few days, I would regularly pretend to have morning sickness in class. I would excuse myself from class and sit in the bathroom for 10 minutes. If I didn't want to do gym class, I would tell the teachers I wasn't feeling well and they never questioned it. Wait, so you had grown-ass teachers in the school knowing that there was a pregnant girl and nobody told your parents. Nobody reported it. They were just like, oh, she's pregnant. Okay. Like, what? At some point, I thought if everybody already believes it, I might as well make it really believable. So I ordered one of these fake silicone pregnancy bumps online. You cannot be doing that for 9 months. People started treating me completely different and teachers even let me leave school early. Someone's mom even knitted me a tiny baby blanket after hearing about my situation. Even other people's parents know about this, but somehow your parents don't? Oh! A few months later, the student council surprised me with a baby shower during lunch. They gave me balloons, cupcakes, gifts, diapers, and baby clothes. I should have confessed right there and then, but instead I just thanked everybody and sold the stuff on eBay. 2 days later, karma caught up with me. I can't even read this. We were playing volleyball in the gym and I dove for the ball. Girl, you have no business diving for any ball with a pregnancy bump under your shirt. If you were actually pregnant, why would you be competing in volleyball? And what possessed you to dive for the ball? The fake bump shifted underneath my shirt and slipped out at the bottom of my sweatshirt. The fake baby bump rolled across the gym floor like a bowling ball. And it stopped right at the PE teacher's feet. How did you leave PE class after that? Did you just pick up your silicone belly from the floor and left the room? Everything went downhill after that. The school called your parents to tell them that you're not pregnant? They have the wrong priorities. What kind of school are you in? They thought that I was dealing with some kind of mental health crisis. Child services ended up getting involved just to make sure I was okay. Why were there not any child services before? It doesn't make any sense. You know what? I want to know how your parents reacted finding out that you've been lying for months about being pregnant. I couldn't show my face at school after that. By the end of the semester, my parents transferred me to another school. I found a lot of friends in my new school.
Story time of when I went to juvie. Oh my god. I was living in Oregon and I did something bad. I spray painted somebody's truck and then I got in a fist fight with my friend. Oh my god, that's another story time. My dad was living in Wyoming and then he drove to Oregon. He said, get the fuck in the truck. And he took me to Wyoming. Michael was a baby. He was like 1 or 2. So that means I was 17. My dad basically saw that I wasn't doing good and I wasn't going down a good path. So he made me move to Wyoming with him. I was dating somebody. Hello, I'm in a relationship. So I move all my shit to Wyoming. Living in a tiny ass house. They called it the shoebox, dead ass. With my dad, my stepmom, stepbrother, and my stepsister. And we're living in a tiny fucking house. I'm trying to do long distance with my boyfriend. His name was Anthony. Trying everything, okay? It's just not working. And I'm like, I don't like it here. So I stayed there for like a year, but then I was like, I gotta go back. I don't remember who I said I'd go live with, but it was somebody. So I'm getting ready and I'm about to go on a raft. What? Are we shocked? I get some money. I don't remember how, but then I was like, okay, I'm getting a plane ticket. I'm going home. Buy a plane ticket. My flight is booked for the next day. So then me and my mom and my son and my sister all go to Walmart. The only money that I had to my name was the money I had to buy the ticket. So I had no money left. Fuck. Since I was going back to be with my boyfriend, I needed makeup, duh. So in Walmart, I decided to steal makeup. Obviously, you guys, it's with my child with me. You guys, I was 17 or 18 with a baby. I don't even think I'm being discreet about stealing. I think I'm just like so obvious because I'm an idiot. Let's do it. We're going to walk out of the Walmart. Oh my god, I'm with my mom. My mom is pushing my kid in the cart and I'm just like walking out with stolen makeup and they stopped me at the doors and I was all, what? My mom was like, you dumb ass. I thought they were just gonna yell at me. I'm pretty sure I tried to act like I didn't do anything. I was like, what? That's all mine. It's a bag full of Walmart makeup. I was all, I have to go see my boyfriend. Oh, they pull up a car. They bring out the handcuffs. They arrest my ass, dude. And I am literally 17 years old. I'm like, oh my fucking god, dude. All for makeup? Maybelline? It is 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. It's the day before Thanksgiving, too. Take me to juvie, in fact. Take me to juvie. I'm crying. I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm like, please, it's Thanksgiving. And they're like, we don't give a fuck. It's for my boyfriend. They're like, oh my god, this girl's an idiot. Hey, I'm at juvie. I'm scared. I'm in a cell with this girl. And literally, she has her fucking granny panties rolled into a thong. I did that when I got to jail as an adult. How did I know that my future was so bright right in front of me? I'm bawling my eyes out the whole fucking time, you guys. I'm like, what the hell? And there was a guy in there too. I was like, is this co-ed? Wow, my boyfriend didn't even know that he was dating a felon thief. Oh. I remember being just so scared of my dad finding out because my dad was at Walmart with us and I was like, oh my god. Yeah, I get out about 4 hours later and I'm like so sad and my dad has to come get me and he reamed my fucking ass. Are you an actual idiot? Uh-oh. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, you did this with your kid. Like, You did this with your fucking kid, Lacey? Are you stupid? And I'm like crying. I'm like, I'm sorry, Dad. Still went home the next day to my boyfriend. Like, I need to you guys are really boring. Little did my dad know he was looking at a glimmer of my future. Ah! I don't even know if I ever took care of that in Wyoming. I could have a warrant for my arrest there. Dead ass jumped on a plane the next day. I was all, so I've dead ass been to prison, jail, juvie, rehab, detox. Oh, you name it. So out of control when I was younger, like dead ass. Know that my dad was stressed the fuck out. I feel bad, dude. I feel bad that I gave him so much anxiety. Like as a mom now, I'm like, you know what? The worst was out of jail, juvie, prison, detox, and rehab. Jail. Oh my God. I actually see it in my nightmares. In a mental hospital. I've been in one of those. The mental hospital was better than the jail here. Yeah, I went to juvie when I was 17 years old for stealing makeup from Walmart to look good for my boyfriend. Hey, this is the vibe for today. Not ready to go on a raft on a river. First class.
So I was doing my makeup and I decided I'm gonna quit my job. So get ready with me to quit my job with, some reasons why I am quitting. So I don't even know where to start because there's so much that has genuinely happened at this job, but I guess we can start it off with what, kind of the root of this whole situation was, which was this guy that I talked to from my job for like 2 months. And, I just didn't really like him anymore. So I told him straight up, I was just like, I just want to be friends, honestly. I'm going away to college soon and stuff. So I just don't think a relationship is going to work out for me. He told me that I was leading him on and stuff. And the whole reason that I didn't want to date him or like talk to him anymore, but it's because he did something really like messed up to me. And kind of like, in a sense, like, it just wasn't right. I don't really know how to like go into it without like fully going into it, but it was like a really messed up thing. And I was like, okay, I'm not talking to you anymore because you're not someone I want to surround myself with. He was like, you led me on, this, that, and that. And he got really mad at me. Unadded me on Snap, unfollowed me on TikTok, unfollowed me on Instagram, like all this stuff. I didn't even notice till like a bit after. But then it started getting really bad at work. So he like busses the tables and I'm a server. So at work, he wouldn't be bussing my tables. It would be like it mainly affected like during lunch shifts because those were our non-busy shifts, and there would be like 1 or 2 essays and nobody would bust my tables. I would completely take every single dish off and it would still not be wiped down. So yeah, that's one of the reasons. Reason number 2 is that, I decide because he's, not cleaning my tables, it's affecting like the money I make, and it's affecting my like job now. So I go up to him one day while he's like cleaning the dishes, because the essays like clean the dishes or they are out on the floor. Like it just depends what you get scheduled. So this day he was scheduled to be cleaning the dishes in the back. So I go up to him and I'm like, hey, I feel like we should talk about everything just because there's a lot of tension and it's kind of affecting the way we both work. And he was like, I'm not talking to you. So after he told me he didn't want to talk to me, I kind of was like laughing because like I was really nervous to talk to him. So I was laughing a little bit, like, and I was just like I feel like we should talk. Like, why don't you just talk about it? And he was like, I'm not fucking talking to you. And I was like, okay. And then he's slamming dishes. He's yelling at me. He literally yelled. Like, all my coworkers looked at me. He was like, you really think you didn't do anything fucking wrong? Like, and I was like, no. Like, I told you I just wanted to be friends. And I don't think there's anything wrong with communicating how I feel, basically. And yeah, he just got really mad and he was like slamming the buckets around, the dishes around, and it was just really aggressive. And I walked away. Like, I almost cried, but I didn't. And my coworkers came up to me and they were like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I just don't really want to talk about it. And then an hour later, I'm going to greet my table, tell them my name and everything, tell them I'll be taking care of them, all that stuff. He comes out onto the floor. Mind you, he's supposed to be in the kitchen, so he's not supposed to be on the floor. But he comes out onto the floor and he stands right in front of me and he yells at me. He's like, basically like almost like cursing me out. Like not cursing me out, but he's just cursing in his sentences, so it's just like coming off as really aggressive. And he was like, why the fuck are you telling everybody everything? Like, mind you, I wasn't telling anybody anything. He's like, why the fuck are you telling everybody everything? Like, if you didn't have such a big ass mouth, like this wouldn't be going around. Like, you need to like blah blah blah. Basically like threatening me but not threatening me. It was weird. And so he walks away and I just start crying because everybody just saw that happen. And obviously, like, that's really, like, that can make you really emotional, just getting screamed at, like, at work. Like, I don't know. It was just really aggressive. So I literally cried, and my friend had to greet my table for me because I couldn't do it because I was literally, like, bawling my eyes out. And a lot of my server friends saw and reported it to the managers. And so the managers pulled me into the office and sat me down and talked to me. They basically said, like, it's not okay what he was doing, and that they're gonna talk to him, and like, what could they do to make that better. And I said, I don't know, like, I don't know what you can really do to make it better. I just don't want, like, drama, and I don't want to be talked about in a negative way, and whatever. So yeah, then they talked to him. I don't know what they said. That's that. They said a little bit more to me, but that's just like a brief explanation. I'm gonna post a part 2 because this video is getting really long, but it'll be posted like a little bit after this one, so just let me know if you guys want a part 2 and I'll post it.
These are red flags to look out for in the talking stage. And trust me, I've had my fair share, so I think I know a thing or two. Number 1, and I think the most common sense one, but clearly it's not that common sense if we keep falling for it, right? If that man is taking too long to respond, he's just not that interested in you, and you're better off just going to talk to somebody else, finding somebody else, exploring your options, because a dude that is interested in you will respond. He will respond. Promise you he will respond. Now, he don't gotta respond every 30 minutes, you know what I mean, every single time, but if he's only texting you like a couple times a day, girl, it's time to get the fuck up out of there. Like, this is the biggest tell, the biggest red flag. Now, if this man is genuinely talking freaky to you and you guys have only been talking for like a week or so, girl, get the fuck up out of there, because that's all he's gonna use you for. I'm sorry. I have fallen for this time and time again. I'm like, oh my god, like, he's getting freaky with me, let me get freaky back, like, ooh, you know what I mean? And then they always end up ghosting me or using me, and it's just never fucking worth it. I'm learning that if you give them what they want a little too quickly, they're gonna get bored and they're gonna go find someone else. That's just how it is. I don't understand the logic behind it, but that's just how they move. Super off topic, but don't I look super cute right now? Like, I don't know what it is, but like, I look cute as fuck, huh? Next, if this man is only talking about himself and not asking you any questions about you and getting to know you, he's not interested in you like that, and that's a big red flag, and you should probably move on to the next one. Men are very, very curious creatures, okay? Any man who is actually interested in you is gonna want to know everything about you. They're gonna want to know what you're up to. They're gonna want to know what your middle name is. They're gonna want to know everything about your family. They're gonna want to know everything because they nosy as fuck. So if he's not all up in your business, I can promise you he probably up in somebody else's business, and he probably up in their coochie too. So, and last but definitely least, okay, if y'all have been talking for more than like a week or two and he still hasn't asked to see you, girl, red flag, bestie, get out of there. Any man that truly wants you is gonna want to see you. They're going to be like constantly asking to see you if they want to see you. So if it's been a week or two and they still haven't said shit, then you need to get the fuck out of there, because I promise you they're entertaining somebody else. Y'all know how men are, okay? When they want to see you, they want to see you, and they're not gonna stop until they finally get to see you. So if he's not asking to see you, duh, red flag. Here is the final look.
Hey guys, get ready for me for church, except I don't think I'm gonna make it to church. Okay, so basically yesterday, my friend Eli texted me, and he was like at 2 a.m. and he was like, you wanna go to church tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, but he never gets up on time for anything, so I don't think we're going. But I did get ready because I want to go to La La Land, so like if he doesn't like get up or like come get me, I'm gonna go to La La Land and the one in Houston, because there's gonna be no lines. It's super early in the morning. So I have a backup plan to the original plan. And then I also want to go get my nails done, so I'll probably go like whenever the nail place opens, so like it's not packed or anything. Guys, I got up at 6:30 and I don't even think I'm going. Like, that's actually so irritating, but it's fine. Guys, I don't think I've been to church since last Easter. That's super bad. Like, I low-key needed to go and wash away all my sins, even though it's baptism, not like going, but I really needed to go to church. Also, I literally didn't know what to wear because I was going to a church that like wasn't my church for once, and my friend Eli, he tells me like, oh, just wear a hoodie. What? I'm sorry, but I've like never, like, I don't even know if it's like that kind of church or whatever, but I've never been to a church where like you can just wear a hoodie. So if y'all say anything about my outfit being too casual, I'm literally just wearing a jean skirt and a white top because I was like, I'm not wearing a hoodie. Guys, I actually hate being a lifeguard so much. Like, I genuinely want to quit so bad. So I'm trying to find a new job, but because I also can't quit unless I find a new job. So I need like an actual job somewhere. But yeah, honestly, I don't even think it's the job itself. I just think it's like the people. I'm like, it's not even like anything against anyone. It's just like I don't really like the environment that I work in. But I literally like can't quit until I get another job. So I'm gonna go job hunting, I guess, and find something. I literally don't even know why I did it again, because I hated it last year too. Like I hated lifeguarding last year. So I genuinely had there was no point in me coming back because I knew I wasn't gonna want to do it. But yeah. I don't recommend doing lifeguarding if like, I don't know. If you can get another job, I'd get another job. I honestly, like, I don't like it that much. And the pay is like pretty bad too. Like because you don't get tips or anything. So it's literally, I think mine's like $9 an hour. Plus like minus like taxes. And I mean, I guess when you think about it, you're not really doing anything but sitting on stand all day. Like the pay kind of makes sense, but like I want a job that pays more, if that makes, like, you know, I don't want to be doing like nothing all day. Like anytime I go to work, I just like hate it because I'm like so bored. And it's worse when I work at a pool that like nobody goes to, because then I'm just like sitting around all day in the sun, like, and there's like no shade in those areas. Like it's awful. Okay, I just checked my friend's Life 360. Yeah, there's no way we're going because he lives like 20 minutes away from me, and yeah, no. That just means I like wasted my time like getting up and stuff, and now I'm tired as fuck. Guys, tell me why my friend just now texted me if I was awake. He was supposed to be here by now, and mind you, we live like 20 minutes away from each other. I don't think we're making it on time, and I don't think we're going. It is a-okay though, because at least I tried going. Alright guys, I'm done grooming. I hope y'all have an amazing day and a beautiful Sunday, and I love y'all. Bye.
Did you guys miss me yesterday, or did you even notice? Like, some of y'all did make some comments about how I had a hospital bracelet on yesterday in my mukbang. Yesterday was a very intimate day. We're about to get a lot closer right now. This is very much TMI. The reason why I went to the hospital was I am just a girl, okay? I'm just a girl, and I be having tummy problems. But walk with me here. Whenever I would go to my dad's house, because my parents are divorced, okay? And so, like, I started going to my dad's house around 4 years old, and all up until maybe, like, 15, I would hold in my poop. Just had really bad poop anxiety. Let me tell you, yesterday was a little traumatic. I'm not gonna lie. I was in pretty much 10 out of 10 pain. I had never experienced having something so large on my body before, other than this ER is not, it wasn't like a typical ER. It was almost like an NPC ER. Like, it just didn't seem like a real hospital. It wasn't a real hospital, I'm telling you. They were very, very, very nice. But it's like, why are you working as a doctor if you're attractive? Like, the doctors that I received were so good looking. Of course, the one time that the doctors are good looking, it's when I have a problem with my ass. They have to literally dissect my butt. He was about in his 30s, I would say. He was young. But yeah, he definitely had to take a look under the hood. You can't be attractive and be a doctor and be successful. No. You gotta pick one or the other. And the nurse was extremely attractive too. I'm like, what is this? This is not a real hospital. I'm telling you, this is some sort of like Grey's Anatomy. Anyways, long story short, I go in there and the doctor comes in and he's like, so what do you want from me? There's not really much you can do when you have a hemorrhoid. Like, there are some cases where you can like get it drained, but like mine wasn't qualified for that. Some lidocaine would be nice, you know, something to take away the pain, because the pain was terrible. The pain was so bad that I couldn't sleep the night before, and I don't know if it was like pressing against some nerve or something, but my hands and my legs were tingling. So basically he was like, why don't you just get this thing cut off? He was like, ever thought of that? But I am not trying to have a surgery while I'm visiting my boyfriend for a week. And I'm from California. My insurance, like, for some reason, I don't even know. And then my insurance didn't even end up paying for the prescription. So I couldn't even get the prescription because it was like $300. So basically, I just had a man look at my butthole for no reason, for free. No, actually, I had to pay. What? Since my prescription wasn't covered by my insurance, I just basically had to go buy lidocaine and hydrocortisone at Walgreens, which was like way cheaper than the one that I was prescribed. It was like $16 total. You know what? Now that I think about it, maybe the reason I got one in the first place was because that person walked in on me in the bathroom at the airport. And maybe that jump scared me so much that I popped one out. When I was handling like my insurance, I had to talk to someone on an iPad, like through FaceTime. I don't even know. The girl asked me, she was like, so what are you in for? And I had to tell her, be like, yeah, I have a pretty big hemi. And she was like, oh yeah, you got kids? I was like, nope, I'm just built like this, I guess. She was like, oh, just wait till you have kids. Just wait. I'm not gonna lie, 10 out of 10 would not recommend getting them. It was not a fun experience.
Crazy things guys have said to me. Okay, this first one, basically this guy and I were talking. We had literally had like one conversation just saying like, hi, hello, how are you? And then, you know, I didn't want the conversation to die off there because I don't want to be dry. You know, I want to get to know people. So then I just was like, oh, like, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do? And I think he literally just said like drinking and fishing, which, you know, having those hobbies, nothing wrong with that per se, but those are your only hobbies? Whatever, it doesn't matter though. So then he asked me what my hobbies are. My list typically is like reading, walking, swimming, gaming, drawing, and then filming and editing. And I like throwing that last one in there because I feel like that is a good conversation starter. And I do genuinely enjoy it. Like, I'm literally editing a video right now for YouTube. So when I said that, then, like I said, usually that's a conversation starter. So then he's like, oh, what do you like to film and edit? And I was like, oh, I just like make videos for like TikTok and YouTube and stuff. Like, I just find it fun, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, have you found any success on there? And I was like, oh, not really on YouTube. That's more just for fun. But yeah, I'd say I do okay on TikTok. And then he just kept being like, oh, send me your account, send me your account, send me your account. And I was like, no, like, I don't really want to. If I don't know somebody, like, I don't want to give them my TikTok account because I feel like I just don't want to. Not that it's that hard to find, but I don't know. He was just being so weirdly pushy about it. Like, I was like, no, I don't really want to. Like, it's embarrassing. Or, like, oh, like, maybe I'll give it to you later, but not yet. And he just was being so pushy about it. It was just weirding me out. Like, I told you no, just accept that. And he just kept asking. And I just kept saying no. And then he's like, well, I'll show you my account if you show me yours. I'll show you my account if you show me yours. Oh, and when I originally told him I, like, did TikTok and stuff, he was like, oh, I tried to do TikTok for a while, but I had no success. I didn't get any followers at all, like, blah, blah, blah. And just kept complaining about how he had no success on TikTok and then kept begging for my account. Like, oh, can you send me your account? Like, oh, let me see your account. I want to, like, can we follow each other? Blah, 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 like, saying all this stuff. And so, yeah, I'm just like, But yeah, so he just kept asking, wouldn't take no for an answer. And then eventually he's like, I'll send you my account if you send me yours. Like, I'll send mine first. I'll send mine first. It's so embarrassing. Like, it doesn't do well at all. And I just was like, no, it's okay. Like, like I said, I don't want to send you my account. I honestly should have just ended the conversation already, but I was just hoping he would let it go. And just like, no, that's okay. And I was like really getting fed up. So I was about to stop talking to him, but then he sends me his TikTok account. And again, I didn't ask for it. I literally told him no, that I didn't want it. And then I just go look at it because I'm like, well, he sent it, so now I'm curious. So I open it up and it was like a motorcycle account or something, and it had like 20,000 followers. And he had been spending that whole conversation like, yeah, it doesn't do well at all. Like, I have no followers. Like, I barely get seen. I would not describe 20,000 followers as no followers. And like, he still was actively posting and getting like decent views, but he was trying to like humble brag, I think, or I don't even know what the correct terminology would be, just like fishing. I think he wanted me to be like, wow, your account's so big, like, this is so crazy. And so I just said, did you literally just send me your account to brag about having 20K? And he was like, no. And I was like, well, I told you 20 times I didn't want to see it, and you sent it anyways. And you're complaining about how you have no followers and get no views, but you have 20K, like, hello. And he was like, I was trying to bond with you over the fact that we both like posting videos and that we both aren't doing well on TikTok. So sorry, I was trying to bond with you over that. And I'm like, I never said I wasn't doing well, so that's crazy. And no, you weren't, because I told you 20 fucking times I didn't want to see your account and I didn't want to send you mine. And he still continued to ask for my account after he sent his. Leave me alone. And then I just ended up unmatching him because I'm like, oh, you clearly have issues with boundaries. Like, and why are you trying to brag on me about your 20K motorcycle account? Like, genuinely, I don't care. Like, do you think that I'm gonna nut over that and be like, please, can we date? Please, can we date? I love your motorcycle account. So fucking annoying. Okay, next, typical message. This always is in, like, at least in once per video. But I have something on my account about how I like FNAF. And, of course, some chud slides up and it's like, name 5 songs, then. Name 5 songs. Bet you can't name 5 songs. And I bet you can't name 5 people that like you. Okay, next one. This is actually really funny. But I had like matched with this guy and he asked what I was doing. We were just chatting and I was like, oh, I'm watching Love Island right now. And he's like, oh, I don't really watch that show, but one of my boys is on there. And I was like, one of your boys? Corbin. It was like probably 2 or more weeks after Corbin had been there. So I just said, oh. And he's like, yeah, like, what do you think about him? And I said, I'm gonna be honest, hate him. I was like, I don't like him at all. And he was like, oh, that's good. And I was like, why are you saying that's good that I don't like your friend? Also, I do want to say he was not lying. He had like a picture on his profile with him, like at a club, but I wasn't looking close enough. I only saw like the first few pictures because I think it was like, oh my God, I just got this all over my shirt. So I didn't even see it, but he did have a picture on there. So it's not like, I don't think he was lying. But yeah, I just was like, I don't really like him. And he's like, oh, good. And I was like, why are you saying good to that? Like, isn't that your friend? And he's like, well, I don't want my girl to be into my boy. And I was just like, okay, fair enough. I don't know why, I just thought that was funny. Like, I'm like, yeah, I hate your friend. And he's like, thank God. This next one, I don't know why it actually pisses me off so bad, but like, male loneliness epidemic man, like the epitome of it, the epitome of a red pill podcaster. I said, it's on the Five Nights at Freddy's thing on my account. He commented on it and was like, I'll let this weird shit slide because you have big boobs. So who even said I was going to give you a chance in the first place? I don't know where you got that idea from. Also, I'm begging to see personality from you other than being a Republican. Like, believe it or not, I actually don't want you. At all. So, that's crazy. And also, why do you think I'd want to be with you if you think I'm, like, weird and you can't get behind my interests and don't have anything in common with me? Like, if you're already making fun of my interests and I don't know you and, like, making weird comments about my body when I do want to say long-term relationship, that's what I have on my profiles, that I want long-term, and you think that the way to get me is to insult me and also sexualize me in the first fucking message, no, piss me the fuck off. Okay, this one was more so just funny. Like, some of these are more lighthearted and stuff, but, you know. But, one of the things on my account is, like, you can do voice notes, and they, like, pretty much encourage you to do them and, like, tell you you have to do them on your profile. So the one I did was, like, I bet you can't, and I said, I bet you can't do a better Mario impression of me, and then I do, like, a really bad impression of Mario. Unfortunately, the shape of the voice note looks a little suspicious. It looks like maybe a male body part, and this guy just swiped up on that and was like, I'm more concerned with the shape of the voice note than the actual impression. And I don't know why, but I thought that was really funny. Okay, this one wasn't said to me, but I actually was just losing my mind looking at this profile. But this guy liked me, and I'm going through my likes to see who liked me, and this profile comes up, and he had like one photo of himself on the account, but it was like his face was covered up and it was like blurry and all this stuff, like he was like had his hands over his face or something. Every other picture on his profile was a self-portrait he made of himself, and maybe in a way that would be cool, like, oh, look at him, like, drawing himself, that's so cool. And he said they were self-portraits, like, it wasn't like he was drawing other people. Like, it literally said something in his account about, oh, I love making self-portraits, like, they're on my profile. Something to that effect. So they were of him. I am not joking when I say that every single fucking self-portrait on there was like a 4th grade level. And I'm not even trying to hate on like his art, because it's like, everybody starts somewhere. He's passionate about it. That's great. But it's like the fact that you put no pictures of yourself except one, and your face isn't even visible, and then you're posting these fucking like self-portraits as photos of yourself as if they're like accurate and detailed. It's just crazy to me. Like, I don't even know what you look like. The best I have to go off is your hand and your literal like middle school art wall portrait you made of yourself. Like, I was losing my mind because I'm just like, there's actually no way. And his whole account was him like flexing like how good he is at art. It's giving like those TikToks where they're like, what is it, like, how did you get so good at art? Jealousy. Like, it was giving one of those, because it was, I'm sorry, I couldn't hold it together. Like, yes, work on your art, be passionate about it, but why is it your whole Hinge profile? And why are you counting that as a valid picture of yourself? It's not. This one, I'm just like, what is even going on? And I don't know if this would be considered, like, I don't even know what this is, honestly. I don't know what the intentions here were. But on one of my photos, a guy commented and was like, I'm not gay, but what makeup do you use? Okay, you didn't have to specify. Like, I wouldn't assume you're gay just because you ask about my makeup. But also, like, why do you want my makeup? Are you going to wear it? Or, like, is this, like, one of those things where he's trying to humble me? Like, I can tell you're wearing makeup. Like, okay. I don't know. I really don't know what the intention of this message was. And maybe I'm reading too much into it. But I'm just, like, genuinely, what? Like, I don't know, I'm confused. And also just putting like the I'm not gay, I'm like, hello? Was that necessary? I don't think so. Okay, I'm probably only gonna do like 1 or 2 more, but this next one, basically I have a 2 truths and a lie on my account, and this guy like messaged and was like, oh, he like responded to one of the 2 truths and a lie and was like, oh, I can't believe this is true. And I was like, oh, well, maybe it isn't. And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, it's 2 truths and a lie. Like, you have to guess which one isn't true. And he basically responded to me asking me to guess what was the lie on my own profile. He's like, okay, well, let's hear your guess. Which one is it? And I thought he was like just trying to be stupid and like joking around. And I was like, oh, haha. He's like, no, let's see if you get it right. Like, being dead ass. Like, and he was like genuinely trying to tell me like, okay, guess what it is. Guess which one is true on your profile. I'm like, that's not how it fucking works. I made the lie up. I made those up. It's about me. I don't have to guess which one is the lie. Like, I don't know. The whole conversation was so confusing, and I genuinely had to, like, hide this guy's chat because I was like, I actually don't think I can ever have a conversation with you again. That was so confusing and so stupid. Like, telling me to guess my own 2 truths and a lie. Okay, and then here's the last one. This is another one that's just kind of funny, but also at the same time, I'm like, hello. But basically, on my profile, another thing I have is that I can sing with my mouth closed. Talked about it on here before. Did it in another video if you want to see it. But like, this guy was basically just like, hello, I'm very intrigued by this. I want to hear some songs. And then he literally just left like a list of 20 fucking songs asking me like if I could sing them with my mouth closed for him. And he was like being dead ass. Like, I don't think he was joking. Again, it was funny. Like, it's not like it's harmful or anything. So I just was kind of giggling about it. But I'm just like, okay, do you want to pay me? Like, do you want to book an event? I don't know. Because he literally left, like, a massive fucking list of, like, song requests. It was being dead ass. Dead ass. And I'm just like, can you say hello first? Like, please? Anyways, that's all. Bye.
Story time on how I got locked overnight at school. Okay, so earlier on in the day, I'd gotten a detention for using my phone. I'm pretty sure we all know about the no phone rules in UK schools. In our school, if you're caught using your phone, you get it taken for 2 weeks. And I'm sorry, but no, I was refusing to give my phone away. So I got put into detention because of it. Believe it or not, they made me stay in the school till 9 p.m. Like, we can't be serious right now. Fast forward to the end of the detention, the SLT that was doing my detention told me to go straight out the school. Why would I listen to that if my bracelet is still in the office? Okay, before I got caught with my phone, my bracelet got taken by my head of year. And he told me to collect it at the end of the day, which I obviously couldn't do because of my detention. I thought that it would be smart to go to the office and collect it before I leave the school. But that tiny decision basically got me locked in the school. You're probably asking how, so let me tell you guys. The detention was like a one-to-one thing. It was just me, and when I was walking the corridors, there was no teachers there. Usually some of the teachers work late, but I guess this time I did not even see a single teacher. Also, when I got to the office, right, there were no staff. I was waiting for like a good 10 minutes, but nobody came, and I saw my bracelet just lying there, so I decided to go in the office and take it. And then obviously I made my way to the exit of the school, just through the usual gate that everyone leaves through. As I'm leaving, I see that the gate is locked, so I try pull at it and it does not budge. And usually the gates in the office open when a staff lets you in, but there was no one there. How was I supposed to get out? I pulled at the gate, I tried climbing through the book, also climbing over the gate, but none of that worked because the gate was just too high up. At this point, my phone has also just died. So with no way out, I'm forced to go back into the school. And then I go to a teacher's office to see if I can use their phone and contact my mum. But everything, including the Wi-Fi, has been turned off. The canteen was a minute away from the teacher's office, and I went there to see if it was open. Luckily enough, it was open, and call this stealing, but I decided to take a baguette. After eating the baguette, I kind of just accepted fate that I would not get out of this school. At least not until school started the next day. I don't remember anything else from that point. I think I fell asleep, but when I woke up,
A lot of people saw our last video. I'm back with my little baby sister and she's sick. I'm back with my little baby sister. Don't touch me. I don't want to get sick. Bro, I just saw a tricep. Hit that tricep for a second. That's your bicep? Tricep? Oh, did you guys see that? The heck? Okay, anyways, a lot of people saw our last video. I gave a little story time to Angel, but I didn't tell it to you guys because I didn't think you wanted to hear it. But since I put in a clip of me crying, a lot of people wanted to know what happened. I don't even know how to start this. I cannot believe this. This video is for Ford and Ford only. If you're not Ford, get out of here. Just kidding, Ford. doesn't care. I don't know how to even start this. I bought a new car! But unfortunately, I had to return it. Boo! So, there's a car that I've been wanting for a long time. I saw one back in March that was available, and I went and looked at it. There was like a little dent on the front, and I was like, oh, what's that about? And they were like, oh, we can fix that. Like, don't worry about that. Let's talk numbers. That's where they get ya. So anyways, I didn't even end up buying it in March. But I checked the website in June, and it was still available. Yeah! Angel, you are spacing out, bro.
You can't put me in front of a window, girl.
It was still available. I was like, no, wait, my car is still available? That means it's meant to be. So I started the negotiation process again. Found like other options kind of further away. This was the closest one to me, so I wanted it, but I was, you know, getting numbers, finding the best deal. It ended up being pretty close, so I went with the one closest to me, even though it was a little more expensive than one that was like 4 hours away. So I bought it, and when I picked it up, I like pointed out any little thing. Like there was a few scratches, there was 2 dents, there was one like on the edge of the door, and then one on the front panel. I don't know what that's called. Whatever. They told me that they could fix it. They were like, well, somebody will contact you to schedule a time for us to fix that. I was like, cool, because I was gonna PPF the car to protect it from anything else. If you guys don't know what PPF is, it's paint protection film. It's like a clear film that they put on your car to protect it from like rocks hitting it or like scratches and stuff. Angel was with me when I picked it up. I signed, got the car.
Tell them about how there's chips in your car when you...
Yeah, okay. First problem! Okay, so I made the deal with them. I said, I will buy your guys' today instead of driving to the other one that was a little bit cheaper if you guys detail the car before I pick it up. Simple request. I feel like that's pretty standard when you're picking up a car, especially a brand new car. Forgot to mention, it was brand new! Brand new! Anyways, I signed all the stuff, get it. I'm like, oh, this scratcher. I didn't think to look on the interior of the car. I like peeked in, it looked clean, whatever. Like, it's a new car. I'm not expecting there to be anything dirty inside of it. Okay. Me and Angel hop in the car to drive away. There's chips. I'll put a picture. There's chips in the cup holder. Me and Angel just look at each other. We're like, what the? I'm like, do I go inside? Do I, like, okay, this is the little thing. I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm happy I got my car. Let's just go. So I like pulled to the side in the dealership parking lot still, and I like squished the chips so they would stick to my hand, and like slowly took each one by one because it was crumbs of chips out of the car. And I was like, all right. Another dealership just texted me because I'm actually still trying to find another one. So we took the chips out. I'm like, cool, whatever, it's fine. The only problem's a few little scratches, some dents that they told me will easily be fixed. Whatever, I got my car, drive away. Like a few days go by, I'm like, why? Okay, nobody's contacted me. I found another scratch on the top of it. And I was like, okay. We just kept finding scratches. And it feels like it's like a never-ending more and more problems. And yes, these are tiny little things, but keep in mind, this is a brand new car. It shouldn't have these problems. And I'm going to PPF it specifically so that I don't get these problems. So I text them on like the next week or something. I'm like, hey, nobody's contacted me yet. I found another scratch, and like I really want to know when we can get this done so I can PPF it as soon as possible. And they're like, yeah, you can bring it in. We're gonna detail the exterior for you. And I'm like, okay. I don't know how really that's gonna help. I get there, they're like, oh, well, we don't know what we can do about the dents, but we can detail it and it should get the scratches out, because they're gonna like buff it out. I don't know how that stuff works. So I was like, okay, cool. They detail my car. They're like, oh, your car's done. I go back. My car is like oiled up. It looks greasy. There's like streaks all over. I'm like, what is happening? So the guy comes out and he's like, hey, look, they detailed your car. I'm like, okay. And I get closer and the scratches are all still there. And also, why is my car oiled up? Because I didn't really care about that. Like, my car was detailed when I bought it, apparently. So why are they detailing it again? I just want the scratches gone. I've been very clear. I just want the scratches gone and the dents gone so that I can PPF my car, which I had scheduled an appointment for Monday. I think this was a Tuesday. I'm like, what are we doing here? He's like, we're gonna figure something out. I don't know. But for the dents, you can bring it in on, I think it was a Thursday for our dent guy. I don't know. So I'm in my head, because from the beginning, the dent was the first thing I saw, and they were like, that's easy fixed. Like, don't worry about that. I'm thinking the dents are the least of my worries. Silly me. But we'll get to that later. Okay. I text them after that experience because I was just really frustrated. I was very upset. Like, hey, you guys, like, I've brought it back multiple times. My car is oiled up for some reason. I didn't even want that. They get back to me later. They're like, okay, we're going to send out a team of detailers to your house, and they're going to get the scratches out. Detailers come. I'm like, it doesn't really need to be like cleaned. It's been detailed 2 times now, and now they're detailing it for a 3rd time. All I want is the scratches gone. I don't know how that works. Maybe you have to clean the whole car. Like, really, like, you don't have to do all this extra stuff. I just, like, try to get the scratches out. And they're, like, looking at them. They're like, okay, we think we can get them out, but we don't want to guarantee anything. So they detailed my car for, like, a few hours. Then, what do you think happened? The scratches were still there! And my car is so clean, and it's getting, like, little minor, tiny, like, those scratches that you get if you wash your car or if you go through, like, a car wash. It's getting, like, micro scratches, I don't know what those are called, from being washed so much. At this point, I have a spotless but scratched and dented car, and I'm like, guys, okay, we really need a solution here because this isn't gonna work. They were like, bring it in to the dent guy and then we'll try to see about the scratches. Thursday comes around, I bring it in, I want somebody to come look at the scratches. So 2 guys come out, they try to tell me that because of scratches or the paint nib, I can't remember which problem, I would have to repaint the whole car, which would be really hard because blah, blah, blah. Do I look stupid? I know that you don't have to repaint a whole car because of a problem on one part of the car. I don't know why I was offended when he said that. So and then he was like, would you be interested in some Ford credits or something? And bro, at this point, I'm really frustrated. I'm like, no, I literally have been so clear. I want the scratches gone and I want the dents gone. This is all I want. I don't want any credits. I don't want any points. I don't want you guys to tell me you have to repaint the whole car and then hope that I'm just gonna believe that. So I'm getting really frustrated, but they're like, okay, we're gonna have the dent guy look at it. So I go inside, I wait. The other guy comes in and he's like, bad news. The dent guy hasn't looked at it yet. I had somebody else look at it and he doesn't think that we can get those out. It's like from the manufacturer and they're too small to be able to pop out the dent.
I forgot to mention that guy also tried to tell me that you'd have to repaint the whole car because of the scratches. And I was like, bro, the other guy already tried to tell me that. Are you serious? And he was like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. And I don't think he meant it like that either. And I was like, bro.
So I say, that's not gonna work because you guys told me before I even bought the car. You told me back in March that these were the, like, least of our worries. So this is, like, messed up. Like, what's going on here? He's like, I don't know, like, you can wait for the dent guy to come and see if maybe he says something else, but we don't think that that's gonna work. And I'm like, okay, I'll wait for the dent guy. I thought I already was waiting for the dent guy, but I'll keep doing it, I guess. A little bit later, he comes in again. He's like, yeah, we can't fix the dents. Basically, the only thing left that they could offer me was to unwind the purchase. So I was like, oh my God. At the time, I had to go pick her up to go to a softball game. So I came here to braid her hair. I told him, I was like, I gotta go, but like, yeah, can you send me the information for that? Because that's what I'm gonna do.
I also forgot to say just a little cherry on top. When he handed me back my keys, they were like scuffed up. And I was like, are these my keys? And he said, yeah. And I said, they're scratched. And he was like, that wasn't already there? And I was like, nope. Because I had the other dealer that was 4 hours away. I started messaging them while I was still sitting in there. And they were like, yeah, like ours is still available, same price, whatever. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna come in there like in a couple days and get it. So I unwind this whole purchase. I plan to come in on Friday to go pick up this car, the same exact car, same everything, 4 hours away. I get our other sister Sage to drive me. I get there. This car has 4 dents.
4?
Yeah.
I thought there was only one.
There was 2 on each fender. And it's really tricky because these cars are black. And it's hard to see because the reflection is so like a mirror almost when they're really clean. So I had the guy send me like a video walk around. Before I drove down there, I couldn't see these, but they are there. They're very small. But it's a brand new car! And oh, they probably happened in transport. There was also like a few other problems with that one that were like minor things, you know, like scratches that could probably be buffed out. But I was like, okay, I'm not gonna buy it with these, you know. And they were like, yeah, no, with everything that you've been through, we're not gonna like have you pay for this and then have to return it or anything. We will see if we can get these fixed and we'll get back to you on Monday. I'm like, okay, they're not gonna be able to get it fixed. I had to drive 4 hours home. I drove there and Sage drove home because I was crying the entire drive home. There's like other details within the experience that were super stressful, like my insurance. I had to call, and first when I thought I was getting the new car, I had to like switch the VIN because it was the same car but different VIN, and I was like, I just need to switch the VIN. They're like, we can't do that. We have to fully re-quote you for new insurance, and it was more expensive for some reason, even though it's the exact same car. So I had to cancel that insurance, go find another one, whatever. I paid for that one. And then when this car didn't work out, I had to just cancel that insurance too. So
You talked so fast. I didn't want to tell you guys this story because I know our audience is like teenage girls, and like half of you guys probably don't even drive yet or like think about buying cars. This is Ford. If you want to give us $10 million for all of the stress you've caused, let us know. That part is satire. Satire? Yeah. I thought it was satire. I don't have a lot of experience buying cars. The other car that I bought before this was a very smooth experience. No problems, nothing. So I kind of just expected that. But at least I learned something. And I have gotten pretty good at, I guess, negotiating car prices. I don't know. Talking to dealerships. I kind of know the ins and outs of it now. If nothing, it was a learning experience, and I got to drive that car for a couple weeks. So that's the lemonade.
In the car? It's so fun to drive in.
Hopefully I can find another one. I'm trying, bro.
What if you can't?
Those like 3 days ago, I couldn't even talk about this without crying. I've come a long way. That's all. 3, 2, 1. Bye.
I'm cutting you off if I set a boundary and the first thing you do is break that fucking boundary. Cause fool me once, shame on you, but fool me twice, shame on motherfucking me. No shit! If you constantly go back to your ex, I'm going to cut you off. Not because I don't support you, but honestly, it just shows that you have no self-respect. And I can't hang out with someone who don't respect themselves. You can't respect yourself, you can't respect others. If you don't have your priorities straight, I'm cutting you off, I'm sorry. If you say slurs that don't pertain to you, I'm sorry, you are cut off. You overall cannot have fun and are just negative all the time, complaining, angry at the world, just not in a good spirit, you're getting cut off. If you text my ex after knowing they're my ex, you're getting cut off. Like, I feel like that's just like a common sense one. Come on, y'all know that's common sense. If you are constantly telling my business, you're getting cut off too. This might be done, but if you don't play Roblox, you can't be my friend. I'm sorry. If you only talk to me when you need or want something, you're getting cut off. I'm so sorry, honey. Lastly, if you're only using me to benefit yourself and your future, we cannot be cool. Let me know why y'all will cut some people out. Put it in the comments, y'all.
Hey guys, get ready with me as I tell you the story of how I was the other woman in my on and off relationship with my ex-boyfriend of almost 3 years. And I have screenshots at the end of the video so you guys know that I am not lying. For some context, I met this boy in 2023. I met him at a party. And honestly, our relationship was pretty good. We were dating for 9 months. And the reason we had broken up was because he liked to argue a lot. He thought that if I argue with him, it shows that I loved him or like that I had genuine feelings for him, which honestly made me mad because I wasn't the type of person to argue. I hated arguing because he would just leave me on scene for like hours, like 8 hours to like until literally the next day. For extra context, this boy lived like 2.5 hours away from me, so it probably wouldn't have worked out in the long run regardless. And a week later, after we had officially broken up, he had gotten with the girl and I had found that out, so that was another reason why I had quickly gotten into a relationship with the guy from my last story time, which probably was not the smartest thing to do. And apparently him and that girl would have major problems all the time because, like I said, he liked to argue, and I'm guessing she would actually argue back and again leave him on scene for days or hours at a time. And for that, he would text me saying that they had broken up y que no sé qué. I would typically not really respond, but I would still respond because I was like, you know what, we kind of left on a good note. There's no reason for me to be like super rude just because he's my ex. I was kind of more like, oh, well, we're not doing anything. We're not saying anything weird. He's just looking for advice. Like, I'm pretty sure it would be okay to text. That wasn't. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. And what had happened was that he would always tell me that him and that girl were like broken up like all the time, que no sé qué, that he would miss me. And it had gotten to the point to where after me and the guy that I was with at the time had broken up, I had gotten back with him, talking twice. As you guys know, if you watched my last Get Ready With Me plus story time. And what had happened was that he actually came over to my house one day, like for a party, but nobody knew. Like, it was secret because my parents did not like him at all, my family did not like him at all, nobody knew about it. And we had ended up making out like by the cars and stuff like that. Literally as we were making out, he had told me, I'm still with my girlfriend. And obviously I was pretty upset. I like pushed him off and I was like, what the fuck? You literally told me before you got here that you weren't with her anymore. He was like, yeah, but we made up. And after he had left, we just kept talking. Honestly, I don't know why. That was like the worst decision I could ever make. If I could apologize to her, I would, but I wasn't allowed to talk to her. He would always tell me, he'd be like, if you tell her that I'm still talking to you, I'm gonna leave you and I'm never gonna come back, y que no sé qué. And obviously me being so like blindly and madly in love with him to the point where I would probably pick him over my own family was pretty concerning, and obviously I just did what he asked me to do. And he would always just tell me like, oh, well, I'm only with her because she reminded me of you and I can't be with you. Well, his mom really liked that girl that he was with, so every time he like tried talking to me, his mom would be like, no, leave her, she's not worth it. So yeah, him telling me all this stuff about his mom and what she would say about me would just break my heart into a million pieces. And well, he left me basically because he was like, well, our parents don't like each other, my parents don't like you, your parents don't like me, and my parents like the other girl that I'm with, so it's just not gonna work out. And me begging, crying, sending him like a million text messages in like an hour, he would always give in. He would just be like, okay, but we're gonna have to talk in secret. And the worst part of it is that he would always tell me whenever he would go out with her, or whenever he would, you know, just send me pictures, or whatever he would like talk to her about, he would just send me everything about them two together. And I feel like I was probably like the worst person to like tell me that, and I was pretty upset about it. But now I'm just like, what the fuck was I thinking, you know? And I vividly remember this one picture that he had sent me of, it was like late at night, it was super late at night, I think it was like around like maybe 12, like almost 1 in the morning. He had sent me a picture of his truck, and the windows were all fogged up, and the handprints and their names plus a heart and like all this other stuff around it. And I was like, what the fuck? And I obviously got mad. I was like, why the fuck are you sending me that shit? Like, I don't want to fucking see it, you know? Like, I was mad. I was pretty livid. I was like, dude, what the fuck? And he would just tell me stupid shit all the time, like how he would always just pick me over her, but then whenever she would come crying to him, he would just like go back to her like in an instant. And it was just a whole mess. And I told him, I would always tell him, I'll be like, look, if you can't leave her, I'm just gonna go. I can't keep doing this. I don't want to be the other woman anymore. I want to live my life too, but I'm living it miserably because you don't want to be in my life. Honestly, whenever I was younger, I had like a really bad habit of wanting to be in a relationship when I probably shouldn't have been, especially because the people that I would pick, they were like the worst people on this freaking planet. And honestly, whenever I would get mad, whenever he would talk to me about that girl, I would just tell him, I'd be like, or I would like joke around with him, and I would be like, oh, like, well, I'm gonna tell blank that you're like talking to me about being with her, que no sé qué. And he would get so mad. He would like stop talking to me for hours, and that was just like an ongoing thing. I feel like I should have just left after he would just always tell me that he would be happy with me, but he's also happy with that other girl. And it was just like, I feel like I had to like be competitive about it. Like, I was competing against her and she didn't even know about me, which is probably like the stupidest shit ever, you know? And I feel like, honestly, if I didn't go through all of that, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. And honestly, I am not gonna go through that shit again. Because honestly, back then, I did everything for that man, and still, it didn't work out. But me and him were super, like, on and off, so I wasn't, like, surprised, because he would just leave me over, like, any little thing. He could be like, oh, well, I'm gonna break up with you because you're deciding to go out, and I don't want you to go out, because he was, like, super celoso, and I don't understand why, because I was like, dude, I literally go out, like, in the baggiest fucking clothes, because I know you get mad with the shit that I wear, the way I do my makeup, the way I do my hair, whatever. Like, he would get so mad about it, and it would honestly just make me mad, but I'd be like, oh, well, I just gotta keep him happy. And I feel like I was just egging him on too much, and that's the reason why he was the way he was with me, because I gave him his fucking ego. But I definitely feel like that girl knew a little bit about me, because with the way that he would send me screenshots of their conversations, he would mention like, oh, me eggs with that fucking emoji that goes like that, and I was like, And I feel like he liked that me and her were like kind of competing against each other for him, and that's also what made him think like, oh, I'm the shit. But now, honestly, that I'm looking back at it, I was like, damn, this bitch kind of ugly, because why the fuck was I competing against another girl for him? And literally the fact that he lives like almost 3 hours away from me was so fucking dumb. I was literally acting like if there was literally nobody else on the planet for me. But I'm definitely gonna make this like a multiple part series, because there is just so much about this guy and like what he had done to me, and just literally all the mental trauma that I have been through is like seriously so fucking crazy. And I honestly feel like I need to bring awareness, because I know a lot of people are in like relationships like this where it's like super toxic and it's just not good for the person. I have met people like that, and I feel so bad, because I'm like, dude, I literally see myself in you, and I'm telling you to run, and sometimes people just don't run. And I feel like people definitely need to see this, because I promise you there is always going to be somebody out there for you. 8 billion people, probably more. But this is the finished makeup look. What do we think? Definitely probably gonna make one very, very soon. Looking back at my conversations with him, crazy.